Live from North Carolina, welcome race fans one and all back to Green Flag TV, where this afternoon we are gearing up for more racing action here from the Rock. Welcome back to yet another brand new rescan of a fan favorite as we get set to go racing here this afternoon for the ResCare Community Living 150 for the Rockingham Speedway. My name is Little Ramble alongside Jacob Kohler. We're bringing you all of racing action from start to finish here from North Carolina. Jacob, it is a track that has been long awaited on its return to the NASCAR calendar. That return finally confirmed for this year in 2026. A big day for Rockingham. The rescan has finally been completed, and it is here with us today for the first time ever on the iRacing service.
Absolutely, and there is not a better time for it. 150 dog-hard laps here in Rockingham, North Carolina. Super excited to be back at this place. It's been years since I've been here. We actually used to race late models here not too long ago. That was about 12 years ago now. Yeah, as always, Rockingham is going to deliver. Super excited to see what these cars are capable of on this track, and super excited to see what it's going to be like on the NASCAR schedule. It looks like we're getting a blast from the past, too, because with them bringing North Wilkesboro back, we might see some other tracks coming back to the schedule hard and fast. Time will tell.
Right now, Connor LaFrance enters this race number one to the points he has for the last few weeks. Ryan Dingler down for Badger Racing going in for the number 2 spot. Meanwhile, James Silver is hot on the heels of the front runners, but already over 50 points out for Noah Osbaldiston, and 5th place runner in the points, Jeremiah Hobbs, not present here this afternoon. Cole Fraley, Grant Peterson, Austin Gacchione, Albert Williams, and Bear Morton round out the top 10, but already only 5 races in, Jacob, and we're starting to see the trends forming at the head of the field.
Absolutely. Connor James LaFrance has been on fire to start this season, and he's looking to have himself another good day, trying to extend that lead over Ryan Dingler, one of the more aggressive drivers in the field for Badger Racing. And it looks like both these guys are on teams that are underneath the same company, so that could potentially become very, very interesting. Perhaps there's a battle for the seat going on, as it were. Then you got James Silvers and Noah Osbaldiston right on his tail at 202 and 200 points. Even if one of them wins and then one of the other 2 wrecks, we could have a whole different picture on our hands.
Oh, yes, sir, and that picture could change in a heartbeat. So we'll see if we can get a rundown here of this starting grid in just a few moments. But for the time being, going to give a quick shout-out to the folks that keep the lights on here for OMSRL. And, of course, tonight's race brought to you by ResCare Community Living, helping people with intellectual and developmental disabilities live their best lives. For more than 40 years, ResCare Community Living has provided trusted community living services that help individuals with intellectual and development disabilities enjoy greater quality of life in their own home or home-like environments. Find out more today at www.rescarecommunityliving.com. 2 minutes ago here in qualifying, Jacob, and Rockingham Speedway, always a bit of an enigma of a racetrack. Extremely bumpy, and one of the more pure ovals, if you could say. It feels a lot more handcrafted as opposed to being more sculpted into the landscape and more drawn by a computer, especially that front straight, right? Because that tri-oval, while it's usually picture perfect just about, on most tri-ovals here, it is anything but smooth.
Absolutely. It is one of the most unique ovals on the planet in that front stretch composition, right? We saw the Atlanta rework in the early 2000s, and then obviously then building Texas Motor Speedway, and then reconstructing Charlotte as well to kind of have this same similar kind of quad oval design. But the way this one is different is that this one is banked, and the corners are much less sharp. You have to be very, very careful on this front straightaway. It is not like Atlanta. It is not like Texas, and it certainly is not like Charlotte. The Rock is a beast of its own, and we're going to see that trip up several people here on this front straightaway today.
So often we see drivers having to really struggle with the banking here, and of course all the bumps that this track throws up, and I have a feeling that's going to be no different here this afternoon. Currently, critically, the driver that leads the way, not on the front row and off by a decent margin, so your points leader, Connor LaFrance, could be in trouble this afternoon.
He absolutely could. Now, remember, any given Sunday, right? And then we also have to consider that one of the drivers in the field has just not showed up. I believe it's the driver of the A car, if I'm not mistaken. So that is definitely going to cause a big point shuffle. But yeah, you have to qualify well on this track. I mean, that's pretty much a given. You want to qualify well on every track. But this track specifically, qualifying can definitely play a big factor in where you finish, especially because we're only turning 150 laps today, right? With a stage break at lap 53 and then just pushing on from there, right? Things could be things could be getting very, very fast, very, very quick.
And all of that is going to take us to the end of qualifying here this afternoon, and that means it is high time to see who's going to be starting where for the 150-lap, 150-mile run this afternoon. Starting on pole position this afternoon, it's going to be Holden McGill for the Skag Power Equipment number 21 Camry. He's alongside Tyler Hurlbut's number 87. Justin Thompson starts back at the Jenks Chung number 98 alongside Albert Williams in 4th. With the likes here of Connor, James LaFrance in 5th, and Ryan Dingler in 6th. 7th and 8th place, it's James Silvers and Trevor McLaughlin, with now the likes here of 9th and 10th, only Spencer Madden and Gage Teff rounding out the top 10 of the field.
And bringing up 11th and 12th, we've got Radburn Shutters in that 44 car, and Dustin Reinstedel in that Team Cornerstone number 11. Coming at you fast in number 13th is the number 52 of Grant Peterson, and then Barrett Morton in that 9 car, close behind in 14th. All right, now we've got in 15th and 16th, Anthony Musati and Cody Anderson in 15th and 16th in that 20 car. All right, the 38th of Justin Ray will be bringing us up in 17th, and in 18th, we've got the 81 of Tyler Granat. Now coming at you in 19th and 20th, we got the 3 of Jacob Noyes and the 45 of Austin Gaccione.
Moving back then to the 21st spot is going to be Austin McColgan alongside Sean Kaiser. Matt Grenier bringing it up in 23rd. He is alongside Cole Fralix, number 15. Uncharacteristically far back in the field for that number 15 car. Brett Rucker is up in the number 25 spot alongside Maxwell Kroll, with 27th place containing Andrew Miebach and Colton Hefner. Top 30 then closed out this afternoon by Stefan Purcell and Tyler Evans. 3 more rows to go.
And as we get into those 3 rows, 31st and 32nd, Justin Wilson in that 50 car, and Terrell Wheeler in that 43 for LGR Motorsports. Now 33rd and 34th, Noah Osbaldeston, one of the points leaders in that 67 car, and then the 97 of Robert Peterson close behind. And then bringing up our final row of the night, it's the 83 of Hunter Thrower and the 88 of Mikkel Robinson.
And the field is ready to rumble here this afternoon, so we're going to look set to try and get ourselves 150 laps, clean laps in the Spearcrest Digital Stage. Will come in at the end of lap number 53 this afternoon. Jacob, I am excited for tonight. It's not often we get a brand new scan on the service, and with this one being fresh in the minds of many iRacers, I think we could be in for quite the journey this afternoon.
Oh yeah, believe me, if you didn't get a chance to see this track in its heyday back in the 80s and 90s, you missed out on some banger races, let me tell you. But yeah, it's going to be a great day today. Like I said, watch out for that front straightaway and watch out for that exit in turn 1. People are going to be going a lot faster than they think they're going. That might get some people slipping.
Well, we'll work our way into turn number 3 and 4. We're happy you're joining us for more racing action here on Tuesday night as the field going to make their way into the restart zone. And once again, it is time to get the party started. It's go, go, go from the Rock!
Woo! Man, have you ever heard such a beautiful sound? I know I said that last time, but I just cannot get enough of it. These cars sound great. This track looks great, and we've got ourselves some great racing to start.
Holden McGill drives into turn number 3. He will lead the first lap to green this afternoon. Justin Thompson, Tyler Hurlbut looking to go 2nd and 3rd just behind as McGill to lead the way at the end of lap number 1. And points leader Connor LaFrance trying to cut through the field early on as he gets set to drive his way towards the point.
Yep, and then we're going to see these guys kind of start fanning out single file, right? They're going to keep fighting. We've got a caution. Cars are sideways at the exit of 2. It's the 42 car. It looks like he has some serious front end damage, and the 50 is around as well.
So quite a few cars caught up in this one. A rough way to start off racing action today. We're hoping for more, but such is the way of the Rock. It tends to bite, and it bite today. It did. Take a jump back here. Let's get a look at what happened here to Andrew Miebach and more at the tail end of the field here on just the 2nd lap of a 150-lap run. No fast repairs from yesterday, and that's going to mean quite a bit of trouble for these drivers here in this one. Hefner put into the wall by Brett Rucker as Rucker just locked up the fronts going into the corner. That collected Stefan Purcell's number 57, and man, Hunter Thrower just able to slip through the middle of that one. Same story for, I believe that to be the 88 down low.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about, right? That Brett Rucker just was going way faster than he thought he was going on that entrance to turn one, and it got him. You got to be careful right there. That is so deadly if you're not paying attention.
Locking up into these corners has been a big issue all throughout practice today, and it's going to continue to be a problem that plagues drivers throughout the mess. And well, Terrell Wheeler thought he had a miss, but then something happened to Justin Wilson that caused him to get into the 43 and put him into the wall. Right on board with Wheeler.
You can see he's just trying to stay in the slipstream here, and then he just sees it unfold in front of him. Way to stay high there. He knows that gravity's going to be working in his favor, and that it's only a matter of time, and it just gets clamped down on by that 50. Just nowhere to go.
I mean, Wilson had the wreck missed. I think he saw one car slowly drifting up, and I don't know, maybe he wasn't fully focused up, but I think he just kind of panic braked, and that locked the rears and slid him up into the outside wall. That's going to collect a handful of them, so a rough way to kick off the ResCare Living Community 150 from the Rockingham Speedway here this afternoon in the Spearcrest Digital opening stage. But Holden McGill leading this race from the pole, no surprises there. He will continue to be the one who will bring us back to green.
Yep, and again, that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Cole Freilich, right? The defending champion of last season. He's got to get his way up these point standings and in a hurry. And it's not looking good for him to start this thing off. If this thing keeps going caution heavy as it is, it's not only is the likelihood of him getting involved in an incident much higher, but also it just puts less and less time on that clock for him to try and make his way towards the front.
Rockingham Speedway proves to be an ever-difficult racetrack. Spencer Madden, of course, in his number 6, running 8th place right now. The last driver to win at this place, and in fact, the only driver to win twice here at the Rockingham Speedway. They have run this one in seasons 1, 3, 6, and 8. Madden has won the opening race here and the last time out that they were here as well. So Spencer Madden proving that he's one of the drivers that knows how to win this one with a 50% success rate, much like the Seahawks in their Super Bowl affairs. And we'll get set to see how this one pans out once again. 145 still to run. McGill takes it back to green.
Hey, congratulations to those guys, by the way. It looks like McDonald's is closed permanently from now on. Very happy for him. And surprising, he's the first quarterback out of that 2018 class to win one, as we see these guys go too wide down here to 3 and 4.
Trying to lead the way into turn numbers 3 and 4. Thompson unable to get clear of Tyler Hurlbut, though, from that inside line. Hurlbut proven to be a thorn in the side of the number 98 up front, while Holden McGill able to take advantage of the carnage and just walk it off up front. There goes LaFrance trying to look to the inside, gunning for a podium now into turn number 3.
Yep, and that was a good move by Tyler Hurlbut right there. He saw him on the inside, knew he didn't stand a chance, just elected to stay high and try and get him back on the back end. Didn't work out for him, but man, it's looking quick out there.
McGill resets fastest lap of the race. No surprise on that one as he continues to pull clear of this field. Quite a bit of side-by-side there in the midfield. Look out! Spencer Madden, two-time winner here, spinning to the inside. Does ding the wall. We got one more car sideways. That's Maxwell Kroll sliding through the middle of the field.
97's involved as well. He gets tagged hard on the entrance of that third turn, and yet another yellow comes out. It's a 42 again. Man, that's unfortunate for him. We'll have to go back and see where this one started. We'll go ahead and get yourselves a nice look here at this number 6 car. And like you said, he's won twice here. He knows what he's doing, just stuck behind all this traffic, and he just gets loose on exits, and he tries to keep it together, and it looks like we had a second incident start developing back there. While this was going on, he just slides sideways, locks it down, manages to keep it just barely off the wall. The 19 just loses it. Did he get turned? What happened there? And Hunter Thrower, look at him go down the inside. What a move.
And you had seen it. Oh, there goes Justin Wells. He got hit from the behind and just careened in a Kroll. That was courtesy of Miebach, who had also been involved in a wreck earlier today. A tough outing for quite a few drivers in this one.
Yeah, and again, I think what happened to that 97 car as well is he was just trying to dodge it and just decided he zigged when he should have zagged. That's really the only way you can really explain it. So we'll keep an eye on that 19 car in the back there. We'll see exactly what starts that accident. It looks like he just hits the wall. That's very weird. The 97 just went the wrong way. He did commit, but just committed the wrong direction. And then obviously the 50 just got ran over. Very, very unfortunate series of events there.
On board Justin Wilson on approach to the incident on this one. And again, I think a case of panic brake. We already saw Maxwell Kroll panic brake once and go into the wall. I think he did the exact same thing. And, well, here's Justin Wilson. Right there's the hit. And from there, you are a passenger headed down into turn number 3.
Yep, it's in God's hands at that point, and it certainly was, but everybody's okay, everybody's still driving, so that is what is most important. And again, just coming off that low banking, right, one of the things you have to keep in mind is that a lot of that section of track is really, really worn down, right? So on those fresh tires, especially since they're still cold, we haven't had a green flag run longer than 4 laps, right? Those tires are still cold. They don't have nearly as much grip as you think they do, and it looks like just a momentary loss of composure can lead to chaos like this.
Well, we get set to return to green flag racing before too much longer. 2 yellow flags already before we even get past lap 10. I think what Maxwell Kroll might they wanted to look at here, check that brake bias from the looks of things. It is set way too far towards the rear. They'll want to move that further towards the front. These guys did, I believe, have to go through with a setup change. I believe they actually changed the gear ratios on these cars, get them from pinging off the straight, so chances are that wasn't the only thing about the setup that was looking a little bit wonky entering today based on how the car's been handling.
Yeah, that's always unfortunate whenever you're being forced to change something that you've already adjusted your muscle memory to. It's just one more thing that you have to dedicate extra brain power to, and when you're going this fast at a place this tight, it can be absolutely detrimental to your ability. Keep an eye on Justin Thompson on that outside as we go green.
Green flag back in the air on lap number 12. He spins the tires almost immediately, able to hold it. That stacks up Ryan Dingler. And they're going to take off back into turn numbers 1 and 2. They make the back straightaway, but Thompson has dropped back. Look, potentially could lose the top 5 here. A big look to the inside. Dingler nearly put him 3 wide.
He's going to slide up the track. Watch out, watch out. Keep your foot in it. There you go. Dingler looked like he was going to slide high there for a minute, but he got out of the throttle and was able to secure the position with some very, very good reactive driving right there.
So far, the field continuing to drive on through as and you see that number 2 of Trevor McLaughlin continue to have good runs. Been caught out behind as the 67 of Noah Osbaldiston taking the win in Mexico City just a week ago. Nearly drifted into the door of Tyler Greneau.
And keep an eye on that 83 car. Hunter Thrower is flying through this field. He was on one of the final rows to start this race, and he's already making his way to the top of the field. We've got a car in the wall up there. Looked like the guy underneath him. Hard into the wall. Goes to 5, and he's going to get tagged by the 77. The 3 goes around, and we have ourselves another caution.
Well, while most of the Washington State is celebrating the Seahawks, Jacob Noyes' celebration is going to be brought to a premature end with that one. Unfortunate for him, but boy, Matt Grenier just smoked the outside wall in turn number 2. What the heck happened there?
God, that was a violent impact, too. I mean, that's got to be like 11 to 12 Gs right there of force that he's taken. We'll take a look at it right here. You can see the 11 of Stottleton just pushes the 24 into the wall, and then he climbs down the racetrack and tags the 5. Oh, that is such a vicious impact. Hoping that he's all right as he gets tagged again by the 77.
I mean, that's got to be, what, 140, 150 miles an hour head on into the wall. I mean, that was so fast that Grenier didn't have time to even jump on the binders for that one. It was, like you said, Dustin Reinstedel who pushed Sean Kaiser up the racetrack, put him into the fence, and just tracked down and took out Grenier.
Yeah, I think something on that 11 car broke. I don't see any other way that move happens. I think something must have broke, or he must have got loose, or something must have happened right there for Ryan Stottle to make that play. But, man, just really, really unfortunate for that 5 car.
On board with Grenier, and he thinks he has this missed on the inside, and never saw it coming.
Oh, God.
McColgan lucky to avoid that.
Yeah, let's not forget the 77 and the 3 also got tagged right there. They may have damage without fast repairs being a thing. That could come back to haunt them here late in this race.
third caution of the afternoon already, and we have not made it more than a lap or two under green flag conditions. It's looking like this could end up being one of those nights where we just have a hard time trying to get racing in.
That's very true. I will say this, at least we're not doing our pace laps at a super speedway. At least we're getting through these pace laps quick. It looks like we got some guys deciding if they want to come down pit road. Nobody takes the offer, but that is starting to look more and more tempting as this race goes on. Looks like we'll see these guys start to file up.
Mid-Atlantic Racing Series action just wrapped up from the Phoenix Raceway. Dominic Barbagallo taking the win over on from Avondale, Arizona. So congratulations going out to Barbagallo. I'm sure we'll be getting the Mars audience with us here before too much longer for OMSRL action here on a Tuesday night. And we're hoping that we can put on the show for them, as this field has been struggling to go green in the opening laps. I think it's a matter of, it's going to take, what, 3-4 laps if the tires have the temp. I think drivers just have to give the tires time to come to them.
100%. This is one of those tracks where it is much more of an endurance game than you realize, right? You just have to settle into your groove, start hitting your marks, putting together consistent, not necessarily blazing fast, but consistent lap times to try and just settle into the groove of the race, and then you can start worrying about making those crazy moves. I think these guys just have to have a tad bit more patience, but as it's sim racing, we may not see that.
Green flag back in the air as Holden McGill takes off towards the opening corners of this racetrack, and they're still 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back through this field behind as they made it back straight away. Frelick's already lost it down and into the inside wall. Keep it off the track. No caution. We'll keep it green. Never mind.
Never mind. It does come out. Yellow is out, and he did a great job of keeping his foot in that thing. Very minor damage on the front end. All things considered, could have been a lot worse. But you're absolutely right. I think making that call about the brake bias thing, it just looks like these guys just have it just cranked all the way to the rear for some reason. I'm not sure if they were concerned maybe about the track surface or about the way the new setups were working out or what. But it just looks like he just gets a little bit too heavy on the brakes too quick. And with them being rear biased, it just runs away from him. Hind legs outrun his front. He does do a great job of keeping his foot in it, locking it down, and keeping it out of the wall too bad.
Kind of think he lost that one on throttle coming over that bump. There is that very exaggerated bump in turn 2, it's worth noting. That is not one to be trifled with, and still we see nobody from the top 20 coming down pit road, it looks like.
Yeah, it was kind of like Darlington before the repave was also like that. It was also on the exit of 1 and 2, that big bump. Nobody really knows why that happened, but a lot of these older tracks do have that same pattern. The old Atlanta back in the 90s had that same issue, but it looks like that's being mitigated with the repaves. But if it is still here, which I'm pretty sure that it is, that is definitely why those guys are losing it as they maintain consistent throttle. Looks like the 98's pushing the 16 there. That's a little strange.
Having a bit of fun in the yellow flag. You kind of have to, I mean, if the race is going like this. I mean, it's clearly going to be one of those nights. Of course, this so far caution-filled race, coming off of the back of a caution-free race from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez down in Mexico City. And it's a string of pretty difficult tracks coming up. I mean, it's literally called the Tricky Triangle coming up just a week from today, and then the Darlington Raceway will be the track to close out the month of February. They don't really get a reprieve in track difficulty until Chicagoland to start March.
Yeah, I mean, Darlington's just hard because that track will just eat your tires alive if you let it. Plus, there's about 1.5 grooves to race in on that track, so that always makes the battles very interesting at Darlington. But Pocono, man, it's that third turn. That third turn gets everybody. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way that the curbs are constructed, or maybe it's just the way that the banking is. But, man, that track is so difficult to not only build cars for, but to race cars on. Make no mistake, it's called the Tricky Triangle for a reason.
Really? The last few races we've had, there's been turn 1 that's been the big trouble spot, especially on restarts, but that could just be late restart jitters as well. But, I mean, 3 turns, each one modeled off of a famous track in its own right. Of course, the Trenton Raceway, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the Milwaukee Mile, what those 3 turns are modeled off of. So, no surprise. Like you said, called it for a reason, but lap 22 of 150, almost halfway through the opening stage. And we're getting set to do it all over again.
Yeah, watch that 98 on the restarts. He's been slow on the past two. I'm curious to see if he's going to hold up his line here again.
2 restarts ago, he spun the tires. Didn't do himself any favors. This time, he keeps the car underneath them, and it's a car from further behind that's spinning its wheels. That is Trevor McLaughlin sliding backwards. He's now put 3 wide at the tail end of the field. Not where he wants to be at the moment, and there's still 3 down the back chute.
That is still a very smart move on his end. That does definitely preserve the health of his race car. He tries to hold off. The 9 is loose, and he keeps it together. The others will not. Hard into the wall, go the 44 into 45. The 66 is around, or excuse me, that's the 15. Cole Freilich is around, and we have ourselves another caution.
Last few yellows, we have not made it more than a lap. That was Austin Gassione going around. I see Radburn Shutters in there. Cole Freilich's number 15 has gone around as well, and boy, it continues to devolve here at the Rockingham Speedway. That is now the 5th back-to-back caution, and we're not even 25 laps in. That means we are right now averaging less than 1 every 5 laps. That is not a good number that you want to have. It was Shutters that took out Baron Morton, and because that stacked him up, Gassione pretty much gave him some instant karma there.
Yeah, I more so think that it was that 44 car just coming down on Gassione. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to be aware of where you are on the track in reference to everybody else. I highly doubt that it was intentional. If anything, it was just, again, just not having super great track awareness right there. That 44's got to be much more careful about knowing where his car is at in reference to the others on the track. And, I mean, how about that 9 car, though? He kept it together real well.
Sure did, and there you see Cole Freilich just losing it on his own, spinning down to the inside, and then Baron Morton able to hold that car more or less underneath him as he got just taken out by the 44, went for a Hail Mary, and look at how far sideways go. That is a great save.
Yeah, that is an absolutely outstanding save by that young man right there. And unfortunately, the 44 to 45, excuse me, Gassione and the 44, man, Barrett Morton, watch this. Oh my God, he doesn't even lift. What an absolute champion. And my God, what a save.
And then had to dodge the wreck in front of him to boot that was sliding across the racetrack.
I bet his spotter was absolutely freaking out when that happened, especially because the 11 was coming up on his inside too. And oh, never mind, there he is. We had someone blink out of existence there for a minute. That's Holden McGill, who is your current leader, and we're going to try and set this thing up one more time.
25 laps in, it'll be 125 to go at the line. This field has been struggling to turn laps. The longest green flag run has only been about 3. And that came on the, I think, 3rd stint of the night. Still have the top 20 that have not come down to pit road. Most of the pit stops have been for fuel only or damage repairs. Holden McGill will lead the field with the Skag Power Equipment number 21 Camry through 3 and 4. And back into the restart zone. Ryan Dingler with the Badger Star Motorsports number 16 to his outside. Green flag is back in the air.
Looks like everybody got it away all right. Looks like LaFrance is going to make a move down here to the inside, trying to get second place from Ryan Dingler.
Well, the battle is there, but Dingler is able to secure the spot. James Silver's trying to go to the inside of Tyler Hurlbut. And how about that? We've made it a lap at Rockingham. It's been a tough task to get that tonight, but I have faith still. James Silver's back to the high side. Tyler Hurlbut losing pace down low. Graham Peterson will look to track through on the top shelf as well.
That got dicey there for a second. Tyler Hurlbut got loose. He managed to keep together on that back straightaway. He's going to be slower coming out of these corners. Who's going to have it? Is it going to be him or Peterson? To the line, it's going to be Peterson, and I think he's got the momentum to take it into turn 1.
Cody Anderson started to move to the outside line as well. He wants to try to punch his ticket back past the 87, but in fact, going to hit the wall. Oh, trouble behind on the back straightaway, and around to the inside goes Austin McColgan, but he holds it.
Wow, what a great save there from that 51 car. My goodness, that is Austin McColgan, who just, again, does the smart thing, right? Once you see that you're out of control, just back it down, keep your foot in it, and try and stay out of everybody's way. Does it flawlessly, and we are still green here at the Rock.
Busati slips up on the exit of turn 2. That allows for last week's winner, Noah Osbaldiston from the UK, to power through on the inside. He'll secure the 9th place position. Osbaldiston, a driver that came out swinging at the road courses and trying to see if he can bounce back and finally pull some results together on the oval. Said he's very happy to be on board with the Jenks Chung crew and the rest of the Cornerstone Motorsports team, and happy to be working with them throughout this season. And he's got a lot of faith in that car, despite his misfortunes in the early steps of this series.
Ooh, yeah, Anthony Massotti just dives in way too aggressively right there. He had to lift, and as a result, he's not going to be able to get that position quite yet. I'm getting a lot of SVG vibes from this Noah Osbaldiston guy. Very excited to see what he can do in the rest of the season as we go on board with Anthony Massotti here, trying to hunt him back down to get into that top 9.
Now trying to hunt, but it looks like Osbaldiston starting to pull away. So back through the field, Cody Anderson trying to find a way around Spencer Madden. No joy, though, on that attempt. Barrett Morton right now being really hounded by Michael Robinson's number 88 with a Kodiak Camaro.
Yeah, he got really close right there. And again, that's why you can't lift. You got to lift just enough so that you don't go out of control, but you can't lift too much, especially with somebody that close, or it is going to be a bad day for you indeed. Luckily, these guys have been able to keep it together. Those tires should be up to temp. Now we can start pushing it. Now we can start throwing. Look at that 83 car. Hunter Thrower started this race outside the top 30, and he is already 15th.
Tyler Granone down to the inside of Cody Anderson, trying to see if he can pick off Anderson for a run here. They'll make their way down through Thunder Valley, and the DeWalt Mustang continues to push up from the inside. Hunter Thrower continues to wait in the wings, and it is an ever increasing fight for the 13th spot.
It looks like neither one of these guys wants to give, and he's going to force him to go high. Look at that from Granot. That is genius right there, forcing him to take the very, very high line in the corner. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. Can't quite make it stick. Cody Anderson's going to secure the position, and now Hunter Thrower is going to throw his hat in the ring.
Well, this pack continuing to show that they've got what it takes to get a good run going here for this field. Overall, a big drive for the field. Oh, and a ding off the door from McLaughlin and Cole Freilich. And now Hunter Thrower, Barrett Morton exchanging spots. Morton through to the 9th place position. Just in front of them, Gage Teft under fire from Musati.
Looks like Musati's going to get there, no questions asked. Gage Teft forced to forfeit the position. And yeah, that was just a very, very clean overtakes. We see Justin Thompson and Connor LaFrance fighting for this 4th place spot just behind the leaders. The 98 got loose right there. Connor LaFrance down to the bottom, diving into turn 1, and he is going to make the pass for now.
Don't discount that number 98. He's trying to look back to the inside here in short order. Not able to get there, though, in turn 3. So he's going to tuck behind LaFrance. And will he let it run away? It looks like he's kind of letting him build that gap up. Might think that LaFrance is burning his equipment up early on, which is a real possibility. Now back to Musati, trying to look for the inside of Tyler Hurlbut here into turn number 1. And easy overtake there for 10th.
Yeah, it looks like Hurlbut's going to have to try and get it back on the back end. He does not have the speed. Masati is by him, and he is making his way up this field very, very carefully. He's already up to 10th. He's going to try and get 9th from Spencer Madden.
A welcome on board, by the way, to the folks joining us from the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. After what was a rocky opening 20-25 laps or so, we've been getting quite a good green flag run in here since then on what has by far been our longest run of the night. After a rash of 5 back-to-back cautions to kick off the afternoon, Hurlbut still holding the outside of Gage Teft. This field has quickly spread out all around the racetrack.
Yeah, it won't be long before Holden McGill, your leader, about a second gap on Ryan Dingler's going to start running into lap traffic here pretty soon. Give it about 20, maybe 15 more laps, and he is going to have some trouble of his own to contend with.
Last car in the lead lap, Terrell Wheeler making his way in towards turn number 3, and well, there is your race leader, Holden McGill, already started to catch up to the tail end of the pack. Three-way fight for 6th is on. Silvers, Williams, and Osbaldiston in the fight. And we got problems as Cody Anderson has just spun to the inside.
Yeah, wonder how he ended up there. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it together. Yellow's not out yet. If he can get it back up to speed here on the front straightaway, we might not see a caution come out. We'll get you a replay of this. It looks like, looks like the 87 just, oh man, he got tag teamed right there hard into the inside wall. That left front fender has seen better days at this time. And yeah, it looks like he just got clamped down on by the 87 and then got run over by the car behind. We got another one in the wall.
Oh,
up there,
boy.
45, Gacciani. He is non-functional. He is going to stop that. It's going to bring out the caution, and we're going to have to take another look at this.
Yeah, pretty big hit into the wall, looked like, for Gaccione, as he had nowhere to go but pinned it up against the wall. This is what happened to the driver, the number 45.
You see, it looks like he's going to get down into the corner normally. Got the 77 getting real close behind him, and I don't know, he just gets on that left rear fender, and he just hind legs outrun his front, and right into the wall he goes. That's a hard impact. My goodness, and he is just, yeah, he's not driving that thing back.
Yeah. That is a brutal lick into the outside wall at speed, and it's rapid shutters again, and boy, that is at speed, and it's a real rough ride. And take another look at this one, and just look at how high this car is when it gets off the ground here, Jacob. I mean, he's going to go up nose first into the wall, and the height that the rear end gets when it impacts the wall is just... God. It is hellacious.
Could fit a whole flat screen TV under there. Good Lord.
Standing up or laying down?
Standing up, probably. That's got to be like at least 2 feet of space. My goodness. It looks like everybody is going to come down into the pit, so we will witness the pit road battle. You think anybody misses their stall here?
Oh, I would be shocked if they didn't with how chaotic this race has been so far, as Holden McGill leads the way into the box. Anticipated this to be 4 tires and fuel for virtually everyone in the pack.
Looks like his crew is moving at lightning speed. You can't see them because they're all ghosts, but trust me when I say they are going absolutely quick. And it looks like the first one off pit road is going to be that 22 car, or excuse me, that 52. Looks like a Grant Peterson. No, that is the 22. Yeah, it's Albert Williams in that 22 car, and then Holden McGill is going to be right behind him.
Very split decision. Some drivers opting for fuel only, some drivers opting for 4 tires, some are going for 2 tire stuff. So a lot of indecision, it seems, in the field here with this one.
With the stage break coming up, honestly, I don't hate the just gas call here, right? You only have to get a little bit further, and with the tires, everybody's going to be cooling down, right? Or just right sides even is also a great call. 4 tires tells me that you're not going to pit after the stage is over. You're just going to try and stay out, make up track position to try and get a better start to the final run of the race, which is understandable. But if you're looking for stage points, and a lot of these guys are with how close this championship is, I think that 2 tires and even just no tires call is also equally valid.
Lights are out aboard the Iverson pace car. A quick yellow flag on this one. Critically, Gage Teft going for track position for the stage. He has opted to stay out, and that could be a devastating call. What he is gambling on here is that this field does not make it to the end of the stage, which is at the end of lap 53, without there being some more calamity.
I mean, to be fair, it seems like a safe bet, given what we've seen so far. We had that really long green flag run going, but it was only about, 22, 23 laps, something like that. So, and with the stage already being like only 5 laps away, or excuse me, 6 laps away at this point, I don't think it's a bad bet at all.
Pace car's off. We're in the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Gage Teft does not spin. Oh, he does spin the wheels, and he gets turned! And the decision comes back to haunt him. And he's going to spin the 48. Collection Mibach is in there as well. And we got a melee on the front straightaway. And talk about a gamble of a strategy going about as wrong as it possibly could have seconds after the green flag dropped.
And with all that being said, guess who your new leader is? It's that 21 car, Holden McGill. Nothing was going to stop him from winning this stage. Even the leader just deciding not to go. Or it looks like that looked like what might have happened. I looked away for a split second, and then he was...
Well, we'll get a jump here, and you see the green flags out, and just immediately the 33 goes around, collected Albert Williams. Justin Wilson actually spun out of the back as well, so there's going to be a caution no matter what. McLaughlin looked high and careens into the 33 head-on. Meebach gets turned because he's checking up for the incident. And then nowhere for the 48 of Colton Hepfner to go. At speed. I mean, McLaughlin just sees the whole field stacking up, so he tries to go high, and not a lot he can do with that. Well, the yellow flag is out once again here, and there's still a few laps to go before we get to the end of stage number 3. So what we'll do here, we'll give a quick notice as to a major upcoming event here in this one. The Collegiate iRacing League has been having quite a few good races as of late, and well, they got another big one upcoming. It's the CIL 500, inbound and imminent. It's almost upon us on February 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern. One more driver will look to add their name to the list of drivers who have been able to kiss the virtual brakes of the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Not only can everyone watch this race live on Green Flag TV, but any college student or alumni can enter this race. If you want to find out how you can enter this event and win a share of the $100,000, not the $100,000, the $100 prize, but only $100. Got to really specify that. It's a 3-digit prize, not a 6-figure prize. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit collegiateiRacingLeague.com for more information. I have the World Series of Pro Mod on my mind right now. That's coming up in the next month as well, so a little bit frazzled up here, but the CIL 500, not an event you are going to want to miss or double file.
Yep, and after getting momentarily dragged into the shadow realm, I didn't quite see what the cause was for that last accident, but I suppose at this point it doesn't care. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout for the stage win. How about it?
Holden McGill up front, looking set to try and see if he can't lock this one away. Albert Williams, who is outside, not taking 4 tires. He only took 2.
We'll see how that plays out for him. I, for one, am very, very excited to see. Because, again, with how little laps they've run under green, those left sides are not going to be super crazy worn. So I think this is a good call from this 22 team.
Into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. And racing action resumes. And, boy, a huge jump from his Baldeston. Probably jumped the start of that one in all honesty, but he passed it the outside, so no harm, no foul. He's going to go around the top side of Williams, but Pearson, but hits the wall, and any advantage is gone. Looking for one to go.
Yeah, it looked like the 50 of Wilson got into the wall as well behind him as we go back up to the leaders. Holden McGill trying to hold off the assault of Ryan Dingler. It's just them and nobody else. Shades of Lewis and Nico as they go into 1 and 2.
Ryan Dingler trying to make the run happen. We got problems. Oh, it's a huge crash on the front straightaway. That is the big one, and that ends stage number 1. It is complete carnage on the front stretch entering the opening corner. We'll look at that in a moment. But it is going to be Holden McGill who takes the win at the end of the opening stage this afternoon.
I mean, I can't hardly believe my eyes. That looks like a super speedway wreck. Holy moly. Did you see how many cars were involved in that?
Boy, a rough incident here in this one. And no doubt a lot of drivers are going to be wanting their afternoons back after that one. Take a look at this one from the air at how this one went down, because that was a brutal ride that we took into turn number 1. Right there, as Baldeston came down on Hurlbutt, hooked him, and it's on. thrower into the back of Usani. Grenoble loses it, spins up the track, and glances the outside wall. There's 6 cars
that's just
involved.
Devastating.
7,
There's
8,
just nowhere
9.
for him to go. It just makes a perfect wall. And we're up to 10 now involved. And the rest of the field hasn't even come around yet. Hunter does get into the wall. Look, Hunter thrower up there is also going to start spinning. That's 11, 12. And here comes the rest of the field.
Good job on the back half for being able to lock it down pretty effectively. They keep the worst of this from being too bad of an incident, but it all started when this Baldwin comes down to the 87. It's coming at you at speed.
Oh, gosh, and it's just, there's no place for him to go. It just creates a perfect wall of cars, like I was saying, and there's just, like I said, nowhere for these guys to go. That looks like a super speedway wreck. It's just absolutely perfect timing. If Grenoble gets missed right there, I think we see a much less severe accident, but either way, that is brutal.
Oh, that leg right there, that is a T-bone shot to the driver's side door for the 87 car. Hunter Thrower took quite a gnarly hit as well into the outside wall, and then again into the inside. McColgan and James Silvers both able to skate through on the inside, but that is the melee that brings stage 1 to a premature end. That closes out the opening stage for Spearcrest Digital here this afternoon, and I'm sure not the way they were hoping to get their name on it, but sometimes that do be how the cookie crumbles. Skyrocketing your business today with targeted digital marketing solutions. At Spearcrest Digital, they provide tailored web design for SEO and GPP management solutions for, how about this, junk removal. That's relevant right about now. Dumpster rental, restoration, roofing, and landscaping businesses. I'm sure a few drivers are looking for junk removal services right about now to get those cars back to the garage.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like you brought up earlier, right? No more fast repairs, all right? No more hands being held. If you mess up your car is messed up. You got to live with that, right? So, as you can see, the field has been, shall we say, whittled down to about half of its original size as we get ready to start stage 2.
Just a wee bit, just a little bit. It's been whittled down.
You could say it just took a little bit off the top. This is what happens when you tell your barber to take a little off the top. Is he takes away half of it, and then you're just like, man, that really sucks.
Look, half it, you still have more than 50%. Therefore, it does qualify as little.
I mean, I guess green flag is back out, and you can see the rest of the field is struggling to get up to speed on the front straightaway. I think it's going to come down to the 21 and the 16, just maneuvering their way through lap traffic. We'll see if any more accidents come out of it. Connor LaFrance all the way back down into 5th. He's been up front all day. Maybe we'll see him finally get a run going.
That's assuming, Jacob, that we even have lap traffic by the end of this one. You got to remember, the amount of yellow flags we have, we're down out of 36 starters to only 21 on the lead lap. We've eliminated almost a third of the field. I mean, there might not be anybody left at this rate for them to lap.
I mean, they'll still be on the track, though, right? And at that point, once you have that much damage, you're never going fast enough to properly damage the car beyond recognition. So they're just kind of going to be stuck in that weird purgatory state where you're like 12 laps down, but you still want to finish the race. So looks like we're going to have a few of those guys out there as the laps start winding down. We're still very, very early in this race, and we'll see Spencer Madden and Justin Thompson start going at it.
Thompson able to clear from Madden up to the high side and looking to charge after Albert Williams. Williams diamonds down onto the inside line, trying to keep the number 98 at bay, but that's going to be a tall order for Thompson, who, as we've seen before, is a driver that does not like to be denied. Thompson has had a torrid start to his season. It's just been issue after issue for the number 98. He's a fast car. He's proven before that he's got pace, but ever since Daytona, where he went so hard into the inside wall that he nearly pirouetted in the air all the way back onto the racetrack, it just hasn't been the same. And he catches the wall. He holds it, but that opens the door for Madden on the inside.
Yeah, he almost got it again right there. As soon as you said wall, he was like, wall? Where? And he went and found the nearest one, and it looks like he's going to give Albert Williams just another chance. I think he might have hit the wall as well. Look how slow he's going.
Albert Williams is struggling. Justin Ray is struggling. So is James Silvers. But the pack still showing that it is not about to be denied here in this one. So McColgan, Ray, Silvers, Morton. That is 8th through 11th. We're all under a blanket, and Bear Morton in particular with the Spearcrest Digital number 9. Sorry, the Riley's Rosa for 65. Rosas number 9 trying to charge his way through the order.
Looks like he's got a decent run here on Silvers. He might have a chance to make a move here, but I think at this point in the race, everybody's just like, all right, we're almost halfway through. At this point in time, I think we're just going to try and settle down, take the passes as they come, but don't try and do anything crazy. Speaking of doing something crazy, had a run right there, but decided not to use it. And I think that's proving my point right here, that right now it's just about just staying consistent, finding your groove, set them up, hit your marks, do your thing, and see if you can't find any way to win this race.
Screams to the inside of Justin Ray, makes the pass work. James Silvers now pressuring Austin McColgan and the Lucas Oil camera. It really does look to me like Bear Morton is just trying to see if he can follow Silver. Well, as I say that, he tries to go for the overtake in a turn 1, but for a little while there, it looked like Morton was just trying to follow Silvers through. It's like, well, he's got the momentum. I may as well follow him for so evenly paced.
Looks like he's going to go down to the inside. That last pass didn't really work out so well. He just doesn't quite. Caution is out elsewhere. Ooh, 2. Looks like McLaughlin, he has some serious front end damage. We'll have to get another look at that. And yeah, here on lap 66, we have yet another caution.
Possibly Tyler Greneau as well, I'm hearing. So maybe a twofer on this one. This is Greneau, who has towed to pit road.
Nice.
Looks like... Oh, there he is. There he is. He's here.
He is running. Let's see what happens here. I'm very curious. So far,
that was about 30 seconds before the yellow flag actually came out. Well,
we'll see if we can get another look at it right here.
We'll do some sleuthing. How about that? When does the yellow flag come out? Best angle... That'll do it. Holy cow.
That'll do it.
Holy
my God.
Jeez.
Holy moly.
Talk about an assassination.
Did you see that? Holy moly. I think it's just another netcode issue, because you saw they were inside of each other for a split second, and yeah, that's never going to end well, especially with iRacing's physics engine. And unfortunately, the 97 car learned that the hard way. My God.
So
going to give the man another concussion.
Given the fact that the 81 car has left the field of view as if he himself is in fact AI slop, and given the fact that he seemed to be phasing in and out of existence in the last little while, it really does seem to me like I'm willing to bet to Greneau and his point of view, I don't think he saw anybody there.
Yeah, maybe not. Honestly, that is a fair point. iRacing does tend to get very finicky whenever the internet connection isn't, 100% perfectly pristine, zero ping. But there's really no way to tell. We'll have to go back through the code on the server side, and that's just a bunch of work I don't feel like doing.
Well, zero ping is arguably a good thing, because that means the connection is near instantaneous. You want zero ping, but I mean, triple digits. I know, but just the way that the servers often just don't know where to put you if your ping is over like 15. At least in my experience with the game, I don't know if that's just because again, I'm on a different continent than everybody else. But we'll have to see how it goes. And then whoever's got the Georgia logo, the Georgia University logo on your pit box, I have one thing to say to you, and it is roll tide. One of our
even though they got us to the championship, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to say it.
One of the announcers that we used to work for us might take offense to that.
Maybe, and he's perfectly willing. He's perfectly entitled to that opinion, however wrong it may be. And it will go back green. And it looks like Ryan Dinkler was slow on the start. That's going to give Peterson a run down on the bottom. Does he take it? Looks good so far. They're 3 wide behind as we exit turn 2.
Headed down the back straightaway, Austin McColgan to the inside of Albert Williams. Meanwhile, Grant Peterson attacking Carl LaFrance in the 3rd place spot, trying to gun for a podium. Top 5 by the restart have been breaking away more and more and more. Oh, Madden nearly hit from behind by Morton, but the number 9 locked it down just in time.
That 9's been bad fast all day. Barrett's just got to get out from behind this lap traffic. He's just being slowed down so much by the cars around him. If he can get out of this situation that he's currently in, he might have the speed to chase down McGill here.
An ever-increasing grudge match here throughout the grid as, oh boy, Morton and McColgan nearly get into each other as well. James Silver's now trying to look for the inside line. Nearing the halfway point, I mean, we're what, 8, 9 cautions deep, and just now we are approaching halfway in just 3.5 laps time, working 72 of 150 this afternoon. Albert Williams watched the inside. Sorry, Tyler Evans watched the inside of Justin Thompson.
Looks like he's going to get it. He's going to hang on just barely down there as they exit 3 and 4. Somebody just blinked into existence right there. I don't know who that was. That was a 3-car of Jacob Noyes, it looks like. And, yeah, it looks like he's not going to be able to get that 98 position. And it looks like the 11 of Dustin Reinstedel is going to be right on his tail.
Justin Thompson fighting to the inside of Maxwell Kroll. Kroll, one of the drivers that has been caught up in a few different incidents tonight. He's effectively in survival mode for the rest of this race, just trying to see if he can get that car at the end. In fact, that thing is looking as good as it is, and still on the lead lap is nothing short of a minor miracle, but is under fire from Reinstedel.
Yep, battered but bloodied and unbound. It looks like, oh, hold on. It looks like Reinstedel just took a big shot right there from Maxwell Kroll. Looks like he was able to keep it. Oh, we've got cars sideways. Caution comes out. It's Cody Anderson and Cole Freilich. Wow. And they are going to be sideways here in 3 and 4.
Yet again, we slow it down. iRacing pace car makes its way onto the racetrack. And this is what puts us under the yellow flag for the 3rd time tonight. Not the 3rd time tonight, about the 9th or 10th time at this point. Jumping back, Cody Anderson. Seemingly, oh, Freilich popped in at the worst moment, and Anderson couldn't avoid. Freilich spins to the inside and is going to go up and into the outside wall. Freilich is eventually going to join him. The race continues on here this afternoon, and it is going to continue to be a brutal trek throughout the course of this field. We'll take ourselves with a quick step back, and when we return, racing action continues on Green Flag TV. Stay with us. We'll be back with more in just a brief moment here as this is at speed. What puts us, oh my goodness, I mean, just having a hard time with that one there, but we'll be back in a moment on Green Flag TV. Stay with us.
All right, I'm back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, where racing action is set to kick off once again. We are officially in to the second half of the ResCare Community Living 150 from the Rockingham Speedway. My name is Little Rebel alongside Jacob Kohler. Jacob, it's been one of those nights where racing seems hard to come by as a result of all the attrition, but they're doing the best they can whenever they do go green. And speaking of, we're about to be green once more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It has been one of those nights, and I think a lot of that has to do with two things, right? The Rockingham, again, it's just a very, very tricky track that people just don't have a lot of experience on because it's just now coming back to the schedule, right? Nobody's raced on this track in these cars for like decades at this point, right? However, another issue that has been rising up, especially with these last couple of accidents, is internet connectivity issues, right? Nobody likes to talk about it. We like to pretend that sim racing is as close to real life as you can get. Unfortunately, racing over the internet does come with its own special set of problems, and is he going to save it? Barrett does save it. He will keep it. He does put it in the wall, but he does manage to keep it together in the wall one more time. But that could have been so much worse.
Boy, it's like these guys are driving on ice here today as a result of whatever the heck's going on, whether it be the weather or the setup, but something is not agreeing with the Gen 7 cars here at the Rockingham Speedway. I mean, you'd think they were running dirt slick tires with how these cars have been behaving.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I was not expecting. It looks like the track has been repaved in this version, so I'm not really sure where the slickness is coming from. It's again, it may be a brakes issue. Maybe some folks are just, not used to the new setups that got pushed out last second. Whatever the case may be, these guys are having a lot of trouble in these heavy braking zones and in the middle of these corners. We're seeing it a lot here tonight as we go to 70 laps to go.
Yeah, usually when a track gets repaved, that normally means a lot more grip on the racetrack because, well, I mean, it's fresh tarmac. Tires love the grip to fresh tarmac. I mean, it's smoothed out. All the bumps have been grinded down and all of that stuff. So it's a bit interesting that we have been having such a rough race here this afternoon. And it does lead me to think that it's something with the setup that has just gone awry for the pack this afternoon. Bear more to the inside of Austin McColgan. That's for our top 10.
Yeah, and it looks like, and again, Barrett Morton, after that big collapse on that, right after that restart, he just got, I think he either someone got into him or he came down on top of somebody. Not really sure, but he did manage to keep it relatively together with some very minimal damage, and you can see he's already working his way up to the field. Like I said, that 9 car's been bad fast all day long, and he has got to capitalize very, very soon.
Back behind, Jacob Noyes in the Seahawks number 3, driving up and around the outside of Terrell Wheeler in the ResCare number 43. Noyes able to secure the pass for 14th up top.
Yeah, one of those things you got to be really, really careful about if you're that car on the bottom is throttle control, right? Whenever you're right underneath it like that, if you gas it up even just a little bit too early, you slide up the track, and now all of a sudden, your tires are on their tires, your fenders are on their fenders, and it's going to be a bad day for everybody, right? So really, really good job on Terrell Wheeler for having great throttle control in that situation. And unfortunately, the 3 does get by him, but still very good racing from these 2.
When we have been able to go green, the racing has been great today. And I do hope that we continue to get more of these longer green flag runs in because I personally am a huge fan of green flag racing. I mean, why do you think we've called the channel the way it is? But it definitely can be hard to come by at a track that's as difficult as this one. And in the car, they can be as temperamental and, frankly, as picky as the Gen 7 can be.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. This car is very, very picky. This thing was grown, tested, and built inside of a lab. However, when you make cars that way, they tend to only really function super well in laboratory-like conditions. So when it comes to tracks like these with very unique compositions, and very unique weather patterns, right, the car tends to not like that very much. So these guys are just as much fighting each other as they are fighting their own machinery. And you can see it right here. They are just trying to keep those things under wraps all day long.
And McColgan fighting with Reinstedt. You just saw Michael Robinson get through into the 11th place spot. Still, Justin Ray has to contend with Anthony Musati on his inside. Justin Wilson caught the wall quite big coming off of turn 2, but he is able to gather it up.
Seems like it's been a big problem for everybody tonight. Is that exit of turn 2, seeing a lot of people just get into the wall. Maybe they're just, like we said, getting onto the gas too early can be the absolute death of you because with how the banking works, especially with that bump at the end of turn 2, I mean, it'll send you into the wall like with no mercy to anybody. So you got to be really, really careful as you're exiting that second turn. Looks like we got one smoking down on the inside of the track. That's the 3. That's Jacob Noyes, who is rapidly losing positions as a result, all the way down to 22nd.
And it goes bad to worse for the Seahawks, number 3.
See, we can get another look at it right here. And right at the start of the incident, and he looks like he hit that bump, got into the outside wall, and then back down to the inside. Looks like he's going to get away without major damage, but still, massive setback for that 3 team.
Take it further back, that first slow, it was already in progress, but it does look like it was all by himself, and yep, just lost over the bumps at the exit of turn 2. Snaps him first to the outside wall, then back down, and glances the inside wall.
All things considered, you know, I like to say this a lot, but it could have been a lot worse for him. You know, there's a world where he just absolutely kills that inside wall, and now he doesn't have a car to race with. So, obviously, still very, very happy that we're going to be able to see that 3 car out here. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it looks like we're going to stay green off of that. With 59 laps to go, we are going to see Ryan Dingler just barely catching up to Holden McGill for the lead.
Yeah, Ryan Dingler is right there, and he is right at the pounce. Really wanted to try to see if he can find a way through, but Holden McGill holding station in the front, not letting Ryan Dingler get any sort of an in there for the race. They have caught lap traffic, so there you see the 33 of Gage Teff let them through from the outside line, and that will slow Dingler down by just a little bit more.
Yeah, but you just got to keep in mind, right, if you're Ryan Dingler in this position, you're exactly where you want to be. All of the pressure is on Holden McGill. You've got so much time to just hang back there, get inside his head, fake some moves, right, make him feel like he has all of the pressure on him, and that is exactly what he's doing, just staying right in those tire tracks, right in that trap, and making him nervous as can be. It looks like that 9 of Barrett Warren right there nearly got clipped by the 98 of Justin Thompson. He's made his way up the field as well.
Working our way towards lap 100. It is not too far away. As the battles for position continue to escalate, Morton kept it off the wall. Thought he might look to the inside of Kaiser, but Kaiser took a defensive line down Thunder Valley and kind of kept Morton from getting the in that he would have been looking for. It's not the only fight that's close. You also have Grant Peterson, who is being hounded from behind by Spencer Madden, not letting him get away.
Yep, he's still just got him right there on the tire tracks, and it looks like Peterson's not going to be able to get rid of him that easy. And still going down on the apron for a split second there as they go too wide behind him. Barrett Warren again is in the wall. That'll give Justin Thompson the window that he needs to take that 8th spot.
To the inside of Justin Thompson as Morton able to clear from the number 98, and so just like that, he fights through. Thompson nearly went into the wall as well. Now Sean Kaiser. Kaiser really has been the core to the battle for these 3. I mean, Morton and Thompson have been switching back and forth, but neither of them have been able to get past Kaiser.
Looks like Barrett Warren's going to try it here on the outside. That's a very, very bold move. Doesn't quite work out for him, but he might have the speed on the run to the back end. He's going to have the run going into 3 and 4. Decides not to do anything with it for the time being.
Meanwhile, Grant Peterson letting by Spencer Madden. So Madden drives through on the inside. He's able to secure the run, while Thompson continues to hog the back of Morton, and these 3 have been unable to get away from each other. I mean, Kaiser up 15 spots, yes, but Barrett Morton and Justin Thompson have been on his heels here, and Kaiser has not been able to break away as much as I thought he might have been when he took this spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Ain't no rest for the wicked, and there is no rest for Sean Kaiser. They have been at his heels, nipping like chihuahuas, and they've been doing a pretty good job of it. Again, it's all about making that guy ahead if you feel the pressure, and Sean Kaiser is certainly feeling the pressure here tonight.
But Bear Morton sure is as well, because Morton's got to realize, you know, if you don't make that move sooner or later, Thompson, if he gets to the back end again, he might look to make it for him, and, well, right now, Ryan Dingler, whoa, boy, getting shut down by Holden McGill with a big block down the backstretch.
Looks looks like they're going to get side by side again as they cross the start-finish line. Ryan Dingler is not done yet. He's going to go down the inside as they go into 1 and 2. He's going to try and pull alongside him. A little bit of miscommunication on the throttle there from Holden McGill, and that's going to open it up for Dingler once more.
Dingler to the inside, but McGill still remains up on top and with nowhere to go. Dingler, can he get clear? Not this time. McGill remains tucked in on the outside line, and he's going to go for the huge send round the outside into turn number 1 for the driver number 21. You'll look out of the passenger side door. Ryan Dingler trying to keep that 21 at bay down Thunder Valley, but McGill still has the nose in.
Yep, he is not going to give up. He's been in the lead this whole race, and I doubt he gives it up that easily. Ryan Dingler finally hounded it back down, but now Holden McGill's got to try and gather himself together and get back into position. And he's got a big send into this corner to try and get him back.
All that dogfight has allowed Connor LaFrance to enter the picture. The driver, the number 7, wanting to see if he can have an effort. So LaFrance still retains that inside line. McGill to his outside. And do we have a potential incident? No, it's Andrew Meebach just coming to pit road for scheduled service.
Yep, and with 46 laps to go, now pit strategy is going to be one of those things that everybody is going to start bringing up, right? When do you pit and what do you pit for? We'll see if a late race caution throws a monkey wrench into some of that. So far, so good, as Ryan Dingler continues to build up this lead on Holden McGill.
Well, the lead will build, but the lead has not been able to be built for Sean Kaiser, who still has Morton and Thompson filling his mirrors and just unable to break away. It has been a brutal last 40 laps for Kaiser since the restart, because he has just been on defense constantly and hasn't had a chance to breathe.
Yeah, again, it's just one of those things, right, where how do you stand up to pressure? This is a sport of endurance and nutrition, and nowhere is that made more apparent than in situations like this. Kaiser's been having to deal with these guys for upwards of 30 laps now, and he has not bent, he has not broken to the pressure just yet, but we will see how things go as we come to 43 laps to go.
Connor LaFrance has caught Holden McGill for second. He's going to jump to the inside, and the driver that started from pole and was once dominating the race drops back to the final podium position. Boy, things have changed here. I remember a day when Holden McGill would have been one of the dominant cars in the series, but you know, in the several-year hiatus that number 21 car has taken from league racing here on Green Flag TV, this field has gotten better and better and better. And now it is enough to have been able to offer him a very serious challenge for that dominant spot. Meebach caught speeding.
Oh, man, it just goes bad from bad to worst for that 42 team, and he's trying to serve his penalty. Nearly gets back up on the racing line. That could have been very bad. Luckily, the track was relatively empty when that happened. But again, that number 7 car and that 16 car, those are the top 2 points leaders right now, right? So if Ryan Dingler is able to keep the 7 behind him, this could be massive for his championship hopes.
Yeah, of course, with the stage, it kind of convolutes the points, but at the moment, Dingler would be able to start chipping away at that points lead that Connor LaFrance has held from a very early point in this season. Only working race number 5, but already, when you get trends developing this early on about who's already making pullaways in the points, you really cannot afford to waste any opportunity. Sean Kaiser to the outside of Thompson. Thompson nearly clipped him, and finally Thompson forces the issue and gets into 7th.
I think there was a little bit of contact right there, because it looked like Kaiser had enough momentum there on the outside, but it just all of a sudden stalled. I think there was contact between the two of them. Tries to get him back on the back end. He's not going to have the space.
Thompson pulls away. Now he's got 6/10 to run down James Silvers in front. Silvers in turn alongside, or trying to find out with Spencer Madden. And Holden McGill continues to fall. He's dropped outside of the podium now as Spencer Madden fights his way in.
Yeah, and again, at this point, if I'm Holden McGill, right, I got to try and diagnose this problem and quick. Is it pace? Is it tires? Is it gas? What are we doing here that is causing us to lose so many positions, and how do we mitigate that issue? That is what is going through my head if I'm in his position currently.
Oh, Silver's looking to the inside of Peters, and he takes him out. Silver sends him.
Out yet. He ain't taken out yet. Keep your foot in it, son. And he does manage to hang on to the position.
How about that?
Justin Thompson's going to leapfrog James Silvers. What a crazy series of events we've got going here at The Rock.
Boy, that was a tense fight there. Thompson takes advantage, goes 2 for 2, and says, thank you very much. I'll take a top 5. Grant Peterson trying to run him back down. James Silvers hot on his heels in the fight for 6. Picks up right where it left off.
Looks like he's going to try and go back down to the inside again. James Silvers trying to bonsai, send it right where he can't, and it's not going to have the space. However, Grant Peterson's a little slow on the throttle. That's going to let him get alongside as they come back across the start-finish line.
Now, if you're Peterson, the thing you got to be wondering is, what did that slide do to my tires? Because this has been a very unkind track to those Goodyear Eagles, and there's no way that those tires have been unaffected from the absolutely brutal slide that Peterson had to take. He was able to keep it off the wall. That's step 1, but now he's got to get those tires back to a working temp.
Yeah, and it's so weird because iRacing, a lot of the times it won't register that kind of slide on your tire where they've got more smoke that they are just now driving through. But again, it also brings up the point, like, when do we pit, right? When are we might see green flag pit stop towards the end of this race, and if so, at what point do you pit? Do you count on yourself having burnt tires and low gas by pitting now towards the end of the race? Or are you going to save that pit stop till we've got about maybe 20, 15 laps to go so you're fresh even if it's cautions all the way to the end?
Justin Wilson appears to, oh, never mind. I thought he had a problem, but he has instead come down pit road. As a result, this is the last time drivers down pit road, right? And it paints it. Oh, there we go! James Silvers up into the wall. And that brings the caution out again. He slides with a stop, and how much are you willing to bet this was related to that fight we were just watching?
Probably, but what a heartbreaking way for the day to end for James Silvers. Been in the top 10 all day long with 32 laps from a great finish. He just gets sent into the wall, and there's nothing he can do about it. But we'll see what happened here. Looks like the 51 of McLaughlin, or excuse me, not McLaughlin, McColgan gets into the wall. That's going to cause him to have to go low, and he just locks up going into the turn, and that is frustrating. And Meebach just takes out that right front tire for good measure.
What was that? Did he lock the rears going into turn 3?
I think he locked the fronts. I didn't see any smoke, but that's what it looked like. Again, those hind legs just kept trying to outrun his fronts, and it just, that's such a hard impact too. That's a hard hit as well. That's a head-on collision. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that James Silver's day here at The Rock is done.
Well, the field is down pit road, and this will be for the final time today, at least the scheduled final time today. Holden McGill, no surprise, leading them down. 4 tires and fuel will be the call all around, because a lot of these guys have been out there for over 80 laps on the same set of tires. So no surprise, the driver is coming on down for tires and fuel. And sure enough, it is going to be for 4s all around. Ryan Dingler leads the way out of pit road. McGill able to leapfrog back ahead of Condola France.
And great work from those pit crews in the pits. You couldn't see it, but they were moving lightning fast out there, getting those lug nuts on and getting those tires changed. And now begs the question, right? Because on fresh equipment, McGill was the most dominant driver on track by far. And it looks like, no, he doesn't lock him up. He just gets loose. All 4 of those wheels are still turning. What in the world happened right there?
Then boom, all 4 wheels off the ground with that impact.
Man. That splitter scraping the concrete right there, and you could tell that was not a fun place for him to be in right there. But again, these pit stops do beg the question, does that 21 car get as good as it was in the beginning of the race? And if so, can Ryan Dingler hold them off?
30 to go. It'll be 29 when you take the green flag. Now, there's 2 ways that this race goes down from here to the end, Jacob. We either get a good green flag run to the end, like what we had to start off the night, or the last 30 are going to go down the way the first 30 did, which is not pretty.
Considering we currently have just over 16 cars in the formation, I am expecting a green flag run to the end at this point. Most of the cars that could potentially cause issues are out of the race, or at the very least out of formation at this point. So the pace car is going to be in, and we will see us go back green.
Green flag back in the air, 29 laps, and Spencer A loses it. Matted into the wall, and you know what? I set you up to take the bait for the commentators curse on that one, so it wouldn't be blamed on me this time, and you walked clean into it.
Yep. Man, oldest trick in the book. Commentator's curse happens again, and it looks like the 6 of Spencer Madden is going to be able to get back on track with, very minimal damage, all things considered. But what happens here? Does he get contact, or does he just? Because this is the second time we've seen this. Yeah, just spins the tires, and oh my gosh, you got to wonder, like, what is going on? Because this was not a problem in Mexico City. This was not a problem at Bristol or anywhere else. So I'm very curious what the actual issue is with the tires here.
That's where Wheeler just wings them, it looked like, and Brett Rucker able to get around on the outside wall. Well, quite a bit coming up on Green Flag TV over the next few days here in this one. When we return to racing action, it is going to be for the PSR season opener at the Daytona International Speedway. They will be joined by Speed on Thursday. Also alongside Speed, you will have the Mystic Racing League's Caswell Glass Company Series headed out to America's gambling capital at Las Vegas. Meanwhile, the Collegiate iRacing League Formula College yet again introducing a new Formula One venue to Green Flag TV as they head to the Miami International Autodrome. And then on Friday, Zero Torque Racing League closes out the round of 12 at the Charlotte Roval, followed by the SRA IL Truck Series on Saturday night. And then the Belgian Sim Racing Federation is back after a barn burner of a season opener at Brands Hatch on Monday. They will swing out to the Iberian Peninsula to go racing in Spain at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Well, we are looking to go green with 25 to go, it looks like here.
Well, it depends on how fast we get them set up and what the pace car decides it wants to do. The lights are still on, so yeah, I think at the very least we are going to go green with 26 or 25 to go. I'm looking forward to that Roval race. I really want to watch that one. That sounds like it is going to be a lot of fun. Then again, I also just like weird tracks like that, so, maybe that's just me.
Rest in peace, the Roval. There were many tracks that probably should have been eliminated from the NASCAR calendar. Roval was, in my opinion, not one of them.
I find myself agreeing with you. Honestly, I really do think we should just get rid of Texas. We should just really get rid of Texas. It shouldn't be on any calendar. Blow it up or either that or like bust it up with hammers or something. Get rid of Texas Motor Speedway. Nobody likes racing there. Nobody likes going there. What is it doing? But again, that's just me. I feel like Roval could have stayed, but whatever.
Yeah. It's a lot of good events still coming up here on Green Flag TV that we'll be able to get excited about, though, I'm sure, as we will look to go Green Flag Racing once again, this time by Ryan Dingler leads the way. Green flag is back out, and we are right back to racing action.
Looks like everybody's able to kick together off the start. We've got one slow. Can he get back up to speed? It's Sean Kaiser in that 24 car.
Oh!
And the 98, Justin Thompson is around, locks it down. He keeps it off the inside wall, keeps it steady, but the caution comes out.
So do you want to change that prediction on how the last 30 is going to go here?
Yeah, I think now is a good time to change it. Oh, man, I can't believe I thought we were going to get all the way to the end there. That is a little crazy. But, yeah, rough way for the day to take a turn for Justin Thompson. He was doing so well, getting so far up in the field. And once again, misfortune strikes that 98 team as they just seem to be a magnet for Lady Luck's hate almost.
Trying to find out what happened to Sean Kaiser, who is nowhere to be found. Oh, spun identical to what we've seen 3 times before this race, and all of that takes you around to the exit of turn 2. Once again, cold tires, it bit him.
Whew. Yeah, just getting over that hump. We've seen it time and time again. The inexperience on this track for all of these drivers is showing big time. And I don't think any of them could be faulted for that. You know, they definitely have a few weeks to prepare, but at the same time, you're preparing for each track each week. So can't really say I blame them. And it's especially just so different once the race actually starts. Like, your head is just in a totally different place, and you can have to try and remember 1,000 things and maybe remember 5 of them. So, you know, just one of those things that will come with time as we continue to race here more and more.
All of that as the yellow flag is back out once again here at the Rockingham Speedway. We'll take one more step back with the remainder of this race in just a moment on Green Flag TV. Stay with us as this race still has quite a bit in it before the checker flag.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Green flag coming out this time by with Ryan Dingler set to take off once again. Conor LaFrance 2 is outside. It'll be 21 laps the distance. 2 back-to-back cautions after the longest green flag run of the night is brought to an end. And we will look to duke it out all over again. Just over 20 to go. Let's see if they get one in this time.
And then Ryan Dangler, look at that. Just got such a great jump on the start right there. And now look at Holden McGill. All the pressure is on him to try and take this lead with 21 laps to go now as the field fans out behind him.
Conor LaFrance, a very quick course correction to the inside to block off Holden McGill. And I don't know if I would advise those type of quick motions because that tends to have been what's caused a lot of the incidents tonight. But it works out. Well, it did in turn 3. McGill was still able to get the inside out of 4, and he takes away second.
Yep, looks like Holden McGill is not going to be denied. Now he's got to chase down the man that has been the thorn in his side for the whole race. So he's going back to the field behind him. Look at the absolute carnage that is playing out right there. McLaughlin nearly got turned right there, as we are riding on the edge of death's nail right here.
Justin Thompson trying to see if he can go on offense against Terrell Wheeler, looking for the inside line, but so far Wheeler maintains his groove. Kaiser with a chance, trying to open up that door down low, but still no dice. Pushes to the back bumper, but Wheeler holding firm, not being phased by the offensive runs from the 98.
Yep, and again, he's just trying to make up as much spots as he can. Remember, he had that. He was the reason that the caution came out spinning on the back straightaway at such a key point in the race. He's just trying to get as many spots back as he can to try and get as good of a finish as possible in these circumstances as we come back to 17 laps to go.
17 to go. Thompson's got the outside of Wheeler. Wheeler stuffs it into turn 1, starts to push Thompson up the track. And Justin Thompson right by the wall this time clears Wheeler, and nothing Wheeler is able to do but watch him run away. Bear Morton pulls off a similar move. He clears Michael Robinson.
Yep, and again, Barrett Morin has had a super fast car all day, and I think he's getting another chance to show it right here as that gap between Holden McGill and Ryan Dingler starts to gain just a little bit. Ryan Dingler's gained a 10th on him as we get these tires and equipment up to speed. He's going to have around 14 to 13 laps to try and chase him down while the rest of these guys in the back of the field do get out for positions. Justin Ray looks like he wants to really get into Michael Robinson here, try and take that 7th spot.
15 to go. And LaFrance still trying to see if he can bounce back to take home what would be a solid runner-up spot. He is trying to keep Ryan Dingler from closing in with that points lead, but he's got almost a full second to reel down Dingler, and he's got to get through McGill first. Critically, only 14 laps to do it. Connor LaFrance very, very quickly running out of time.
Yep, and so is everybody else. Holden McGill cannot concern himself with what Connor LaFrance is doing. You cannot mirror drive at this point in the race. You have to try and chase down Ryan Dingler unless you've just totally given up that idea, which with 14 laps to go seems a little bit extreme, but you got to do what you got to do to hang on to as many positions as you can. And Connor LaFrance, if he wants to try and cut into this lead or prevent his lead from being cut into, he's got to get this spot.
No dice. He'll continue to work the field. Baron Morton from behind, trying to see if he can close up to the back of Albert Williams. Williams of his own right having a pretty solid drive up here, running 5th place at the moment. Trying to see if he can survive against Baron Morton, who is on the hunt from the backside of the field, but a tall order on this one. Michael Robinson, Justin Ray, Dustin Reinstedel, and Justin Thompson all under fire in a 4-way fight for 7th. And Reinstedel slides backwards as he went way high for Thompson to turn 4.
Yep, that's just one of those things, right? You're driving in too heavy, it's going to slide up heavy, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast when it comes to oval racing, something that, you learn very, very early on. And it looks like the 98 tags the wall again. He's into the wall twice on the back straightaway. Keeps it together as he goes into 3 and 4.
11 laps make that 10 laps the distance here as Justin Thompson continues to power through with this pack in hot pursuit. Reinstedel in 10th, Thompson 9th, and Justin Ray, the first car up the road. Some other close fights on the racetrack outside of the top 15. McColgan trying to work his way into the top 15 as he's all over the back of Radburn Shutters, who he in turn is trying to see if he can get around Justin Wilson, who is laps down.
Yeah, he's going to try and get around him. Is he going to move him out of the way? He's going to like to try and go low here. Looks like he's got the speed, though. And he is going to try and go low and get around him here, which is his superior equipment at this point in the race.
Well, this pack still looking strong. Justin Ray clears as Justin Thompson fights his way into the 8th place spot. Baron Morton looking to run down Albert Williams. Estimated only 3 minutes of racing left if this stays green to the end, which, from what we've seen, is a mighty big if.
It looks like, again, at this point, also the 16, Ryan Dingler has just run away with it. There's easy. He's got 1.8 seconds nearly on Holden McGill and everybody behind him. At this point, if you're Ryan Dingler, you're just looking to hang on to that lead. Don't do anything crazy. You don't need blazing fast lap times. You've built up enough of a gap. Now sit back, relax, enjoy it, and take home that trophy. It looks like he plans to do just that.
Dingler continues to fight his way through. There you see one car on the exit of pit road. That is Brett Rucker, who was just waiting to make sure he didn't come onto the racetrack right in front of the front runners, looking to at least finish this race under his own power here in the closing stages. And I respect it. He wants to go out here and make sure that he can at least claim that he took the checkered flag, even if he is 19 laps behind the pace.
I mean, hey, it's admirable, right? And it's one of those things that makes racers racers, right? You have to finish the race, no matter what it is, whether it's track and field, motorsports, horse racing, you have to finish the race. It's something that has been, reinstated into us time and time again, and you're seeing it played out right here. 32 laps down is Bebach, and he is still out there turning laps. He wants to get to the checkered flag. He wants to finish the race.
Looking for 4 to go. Baron Morton trying to see if he has an effort for Albert Williams down Thunder Valley, looking for the inside, but Williams able to keep him at bay with a little bit of a juke down the back stretch. So Williams retains 5th, but Baron Morton would love to clinch another top 5 this afternoon.
Looks like he's in pretty good position to do so. All he's got to do is get around this 22, set himself up to be here off of that pit strategy at the end of the first stage. Remember, he only took 2 tires on the right side, and it ended up working out for him, all things considered. But now he's got to hang on to this top 5 as hard as he can against the onslaught that has been Barrett Morin.
Conor LaFrance having a moment here. He and Holden McGill are going at it in the closing stages. They'll look to see if they can take one more effort here, but for the time being, Ryan Dingler works his way into turn numbers 1 and 2. It'll be for the final time this afternoon. And looking to be a good effort here from Ryan Dingler. He's going to make his way down Thunder Valley. A commanding drive right when it counted at the closing stages. His first win of 2026 is in view. And Ryan Dingler to victory lane at the Rock.
And look at that. What an incredible drive from that 16 team. They put it all together. Holden McGill hanging on to second place. Conor LaFrance bringing up third, and that will be your podium. Great drives from all as we watch the field cross the start-finish line for the final time.
No position changes on that final lap there, and that is going to be a close then to our racing action here this afternoon. A big day for Ryan Dingler. I wasn't sure, was not too confident throughout much of this race, but he is able to take home a stellar drive this afternoon. His first win in 2026, and he'll get to burn it down in style in the front straightaway.
After getting a little tap from all of his buddies and teammates there, I imagine they're very happy for him. And his first win of 2026, and he is going to burn it down in style. Look at him go. This is going to be the first burnout that we've seen at Rockingham in OMSRL history. Actually, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've raced here before.
They've raced here 4 times, but only on the old scan. It's the first time on a new scan and very much a new era, and I'm sure some drivers would beg to differ. An entirely different track to the last time
what was that?
They were out here. That was Musadi having a bit of fun post-checkered flag, but Dingler is going to continue to celebrate on the front straightaway, and deservedly so. No one is going to be able to take that one away from him this afternoon. Let's take a rundown of your official post-race results here in this one for the ResCare Community Living 150 at Rockingham. It's Ryan Dingler, number 1. McGill comes home second. Conor LaFrance in third. Grant Peterson fourth. Williams is fifth. Morton sixth. Michael Robinson in seventh. And it's Justin Thompson, Justin Reisel, and Justin Ray rounding out the top 10.
And then bringing up 11th is Terrell Wheeler at 43. 12th is Anthony Masadi. 13th, Tyler Evans. 14th, Maxwell Kroll. 15th, Austin McCulkin. And then 16th is Radbird Shutters. 17th, Spencer Matt. 18th, Sean Kaiser. 19th, Robert Peterson. And rounding out the top 20 is going to be Jacob Noyes, and that's Seahawks number 3.
It's going to be Trevor McLaughlin, 10 down in 21st. We're now entering drivers that failed to finish this race as well. Wilson did cross the checker flag. So did Brett Rucker. Gage Teff did not. James Silvers failed to finish this race alongside Meebach, Hefner, Freilich, Anderson, and Granoway. Tough break for some of the series heavy hitters.
And then bringing up our final couple of rows, we've got a Hunter Thrower in 31st. 32nd is Stefan Purcell. 33rd is Tyler Hurlbutt. And then 34th is Noah Osbaldeston. And then 35th is Austin Gacciani. And then in 36th, Matt Grenier, 136 laps down. Yikes.
That is going to be bring this one to a close, and a rough ride for a good chunk of the field here this afternoon. And I know some drivers are going to be eager to leave Rockingham in the dust and never come back, probably. We'll take a rundown to give a chat here with the drivers that finished this race, numbers 1, 2, and 3. And we'll look to kick things off first and foremost with one Ryan Dingler from Badger Star Motorsports. He comes home and puts together his first win of 2026. And Ryan, this win did not come easy for you here this afternoon in more ways than one, but that race was brutal. Talks about the journey that takes you to the checkered flag.
The yellow flags were, like you said, they were brutal. A lot of them, it's just people driving over their heads and not backing up their corners. No practice, just, I mean, unacceptable, really. But aside from that, I mean, I had a great race up front with the guys. A lot of our, teammates and colleagues were up there together, and I think this is the first time I've ever beat Holden straight up. So that felt really good. And Connor, actually. So that felt really good.
It was quite the race you and Holden were having there for a while. You two were in lockstep, unable to break away. What did you find in the final 30 laps there that allowed for you to just pull a 3-second gap by the end of this one?
So I know at the end of that one stint, Holden, his tires were at like 34%. And Grant was at like 39. But me and Connor were both at 54. So I think it's really, we were saving our tires and still somehow was able to, keep speed. I don't know how I did it. I just felt good. I love this track, so that helps. I did some laps before, tonight, so I was able to learn the track a little bit before we even got here. And that helped for sure. I wish people would practice on their off days more, but, I digress.
So,
go ahead, sorry.
I was going to ask, so we saw a couple of places on the track that were giving people a lot of trouble, right? Specifically that restart zone coming out of it. On 3 separate occasions, we saw people just spin the tires and go straight to the right. And then exit of turn 2, that little bump seemed to be catching a lot of people off guard. Did you feel that? How did you guys mitigate that?
Oh, absolutely. I felt it. So there was one time that I actually got loose, but, I was able to keep it under me. But on the restarts, it didn't matter what gear you're in unless you were third. But even in third, you didn't have enough go. You'd get run over. So in second gear, as soon as the RPMs got up, your back tires would just let loose. And I think it's got something to do with the new horsepower package and the repave kind of mixed together. And it just would want to send it up the track because there's banking on the front stretch. And then the exit of 2, that's just always been a Rockingham thing. People just have trouble there.
Here this afternoon, and Ryan, a huge congratulations. It's the first one of 2026. We'll see if it's the first of many. Next week is Pocono. We'll see you at the Tricky Triangle.
Thank you, guys.
Ryan Dingler comes home number 1 this afternoon, and Jacob Holden McGill was able to run home in the number 2 spot. You have managed to catch up with the second place contender this afternoon.
Hey, Holden, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Hanging in there. You know how it is. Obviously, very, very unfortunate coming in second. Nobody likes to come in second in this sport. But, we wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is early in the race, right? You're out front by a mile. You're feeling good despite the yellow flags, right? Let's talk about when that first time that Ryan Dingler got by you. He was talking about him just having better tires along with Grant Peterson. Did you feel that, and how did you guys, find out that was the issue, and what did you do to try to mitigate that as the race went on?
Oh, yeah, 100%. He did a great job saving his tires tonight. I did an awful job of it. I couldn't really find a good pace to set and just managed to roast the right front off of it. So once that happens, lose all rotation, and at that point, you're not going to stand a chance back against any of these guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, pretty straightforward. One more thing that I wanted to ask you about is at the stage break, right? We saw a lot of people make a lot of different decisions. Some people didn't take any tires. Some people, like Williams comes to mind in that 22 car. He took 2 tires on the right side. What was you guys' call, and why did you make that call?
Yeah, even though it was right there at stage, I feel like since there's not stage yellows, you just have to play it like there's no stage there, and just whatever you get is what you get. It's just not worth risking the whole race for a couple points.
Fair enough. Just one more question for you as we go ahead and wrap this thing up. We mentioned earlier that you'd taken a very, very long hiatus from league competition here on Green Flag TV. And we were just going to, wanted to ask, how does it feel to come back, and what are the things that you miss most about it?
Oh, yeah, great to be back. I miss just racing with friends, and it's if you don't do iRacing right, it just becomes work. And honestly, it's when you got good guys that you can talk to and have a good time a night a week, it just brings the fun back to it.
Hell yeah. Well, we won't take up any more of your time. Go ahead and, we'll see you at the Tricky Triangle next week. It's going to be a great time. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Sounds good, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
On down to the third place contender in the Badger Star Motorsports crew. It is Connor LaFrance securing the podium lockout for the team, and what has been a stellar afternoon for Badger Stars Motorsports. Connor, talk us through this one, because boy, that race that got brutal out there, but you're able to survive it and clinch the final step of the podium.
Yeah, it was definitely a attrition filled race for sure. I threw the kitchen sink at it. I just didn't have nothing for Holden or Ryan there. They were definitely on another level tonight for sure.
Kind of walk us through your race here on this one, because boy, that got competitive, and there were quite a few caught strings both at the end, especially at the start. You got some good green flag runs in the middle. What was it about this track? Was it setup or weather that was catching people out?
I mean, it's I wouldn't say a setup. It's definitely a little slick out there. It's a little hot, but it is also the extra horsepower we're getting now. So everybody's got to be careful on the restarts, and I'm assuming moving forward we're going to have to deal with that every time we're in a 750 package. But yeah, it was definitely crazy fun doing those restarts, having to go like half throttle to not wreck it.
Well, it's not going to get any easier, because they called it the Tricky Triangle for a reason. You traded a 1 mile tricky track for a 2.5 mile tricky track. What's going to be the challenges when we swing out to Pennsylvania next week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how the weather is. Hopefully, it's not a slick race, because I know it's not very fun, is it, for a driver when it's a hot track at Pocono. So hoping for some clouds and hoping for a good, clean race.
Well, we wish you the best of luck when we go racing once again. Congratulations on taking home number 3 in a team podium lockout, and we'll see you next week in Pocono.
Awesome, thank you, sir.
Connor LaFrance comes home number 3 this afternoon, and well, that is almost all the time we have for one afternoon. Jacob, this race got a little bit hectic, but boy, it did still have everything, didn't it? And there's still plenty of action to be had throughout the rest of this championship.
100%. You know, Ryan Dingler cutting into that points lead of Connor LaFrance. That is something to keep your eye on as we go to Pocono next week. But staying here in the present moment, I mean, let's be honest, Rockingham hasn't lost its magic. New scan, doesn't matter. Same old track, same old racing. And, man, let me tell you, it has been outstanding here tonight. Could not think of a better way to spend the night.
Next time out, it is going to be for PSR alongside the Speed Cup Series. They will both be at Daytona on Wednesday and Thursday. CGCS takes to Vegas, while the Collegiate Irish Elite Formula College Championship breaks in the Miami International Autodrome. Zetros at the Charlotte Roval, SRAs at Texas, and BSRF will take to Barcelona next week on Monday. Want to find out more about who we are, what we can offer you? Check us out today at www.greenflag.tv. This race continues to prove that it is entertaining as it comes when it comes to stock car racing on Tuesday nights. And there's still plenty of action left in this championship for us, for all, in the next few weeks as well. But he's going to ramble alongside Jacob Cole. Thank you all so much for joining us once again on Tuesday night. And we will see you when we go racing next week in Pocono. Jesus. Oh,